Welcome. I am so excited to be here with the amazing Lizzie Vince today. For those of you who are new to my world, I'm Natasha Bray, Success Mastery Coach for women who want to unlock their ultimate up level. And Lizzie is an alignment marketing coach, and she recently joined the Ultimate Uplevel Academy. So at the moment, she's gone through the wealth and worth experience. And what has happened has been so profound that I just had to get her on to talk to you, even though she's only a quarter of the way through the academy.
Guilty.
Yeah, but the results happen fast, and Lizzie is an example of that. So I'm going to just hand you over to Lizzie now to tell you a little bit more about what she does and who she helps. So over to you, Lizzie.
Thank you, Natasha. Thank you so much for having me. Natasha was like, what should I introduce you as? And I'm kind of like, I'm still, I feel like all of the shifts that I've been having, both like personally, professionally, I'm still like getting clarity on everything. So I was kind of like, alignment marketing coach. I feel like that sums it up because my corporate background's in marketing, but it's not just the strategic side of marketing. It's like the energetics, magnetism. My neon sign's currently broken, but that says mother effing magnetic when it is lit. And yeah, I love marketing and I love energetics. So I combined the two, which is what I've done myself to have this like huge month, and my clients to have amazing success too.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. It's not just about the strategy, that's what this is all about. It's about, as you say, the energetics and the inner work side of things. So tell me, where was life for you? Where was business for you just before you decided to come and join the academy?
Oh my God. Now I feel like I'm going to cry, but I'm going to hold it together. Because when I met, and I actually just remembered this when you asked me this question, when I signed up, we were like messaging back and forth. And I remember so distinctly, I mean, it wasn't that long ago, so it's not hard to remember, but I remember it like exactly where I was. I was in my conservatory walking around and I was voice noting Natasha, and I just like burst into tears because I was just like, I feel like this is what I've been looking for. I'm like everything that Natasha talks about, like hustling and attaching your worth to money and to clients and being in that like real, what I call like wounded masculine energy. I burnt out so many times in my business since starting in March 2020. And back in January, I actually had like huge success with the group program I ran that round. But I was just in a complete, like, I can even feel that I was in a completely different place back then. I had so much more inner work to do. I'd done a lot already, but I was probably in the midst of it all. And like just things showing up with my family, like my mom saying how like I shouldn't talk so much about money. And then my dad like saying like, you don't have anxiety and ADHD. So like just felt completely invalidated by them both. And then my sisters were like, you've changed, we don't recognize you anymore. And then my boyfriend was like, you're working too much, I don't want to be with somebody that works all the time, like that's not like what life is about. And I just felt like I was being like shot in every angle, like it was overwhelming. And then on top of that, because I was so exhausted, because I was not in the right place mentally, I was like exhausting myself over, like, now looking back, comparing, because my group program's just started again, comparing last round to this round, like last round I was over giving and over delivering so much, and even with one-on-one clients, and now I have more clients than I've ever had, and it's magical because they're leading themselves, and it feels so effortless because they're calibrating to my energy. And now that I've done the inner work, and by God, I have a long way to go as well. Like we all do, it's an ongoing process. But the fact that I've done a lot of the inner work has enabled me to like hold space for them, which has been the most to be honest, that's been because, like Natasha said, I'm only a quarter of the way through the academy. And like, I always had in the back of my mind, like, oh my gosh, I haven't done it. And that kind of, you know, the hardworking perfectionist, like, as you say, the hustler saboteur, who's like always having to, you know, complete everything and do everything. And I was like, you know what, it's okay, like, that I haven't done the program in full. Like, I've taken from it what's super helpful now. And like, my intention 100% is to, I mean, I know I'm in like the next however many programs too, which is amazing, but is to like finish the wealth and worth mastery. And like, yeah, because I can just imagine that there's so much more to uncover as well. But yeah, I uncovered so much about like my dad's scarce, it was a lot to do with money, like my dad's scarcity, my mum's reckless spending, like my family attaching so much worth to money. Like, when I look at my family as a whole, that's been like the biggest story that I've been able to at least somewhat shift. I'm still getting there. Like, I'm still like having to catch myself.
Yeah. And so you went from being in quite a bad place then, from the sounds of it, feeling a bit crappy, feeling like you've been attacked from all angles almost, because you're trying to create the success that you wanted. And it wasn't that you weren't successful, but you had a knock to your business, wasn't it? Which
Yes.
Which led to a bit of a downward spiral for a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. Because the way I was running my business before was not sustainable. And it was because of the energy that I was in, because I was so much in the masculine of like, didn't trust myself. So like I said, I was over giving, over delivering, and just completely burning myself out. And I think that's the biggest transformation I can see in myself, is the fact that I'm not falling into that anymore. And I'm really like stepping into the leader that I've wanted to be for a long time. And like, it's scary at times, but you know, it's like having boundaries. Like, I'm not someone who finds boundaries very easy at all, like a recovering people pleaser. So even being able to have boundaries is like, whoa, like pat on the back, Lizzie, for like, you know, telling people how things go. And yeah, those are probably the biggest shifts, I would say.
Amazing. And it's, you know, it's all stuff that obviously what we healed so far was the hustler success saboteur, and the results, we go deep, straight in at the deep end, don't we? So within the first 1 to 2 weeks we do a lot of deep inner work. And so what sort of changes have happened in your life and in your business as a result of that change in you?
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm able to just run my business so much more effortlessly. Like, it doesn't feel, before it felt like hard work, because I was always, I guess, overcompensating. And now I'm just like, I get to be myself, and I get to like, you know, through working with my one-on-one coach, I've been able to, you know, really solidify and get crystal clear on my genius, which has been amazing for like empowering me even more to be the leader and to really recognize my power, and you know, have those boundaries that I spoke about. So yeah, I mean, I was making like 2000, like I said, I had a big like 6-figure launch in January, but then my income kind of dropped down to 2000 a month most recently. And then yeah, July was like 200,000 sales, like 150,000 cash. So it's like, it's just the quantum leap of, and don't get me wrong, it has felt overwhelming at times. At times I've had a lot of fear come up and a lot of doubt. But I think like what you've taught me, and I know we're both in Melanie and Leia's world as well. We're both in the AFE. What she's taught me, because I was doing some stuff of hers whilst doing your stuff as well, is like, yeah, you know, holding space for yourself and showing yourself compassion and not expecting that perfectionism. Like, the fear is going to come up and that's okay. Like, not, typically we run away from fear because we're like, fear is so bad, you don't want to feel fear because it's really painful and uncomfortable. But, fear can be expansive. Fear can take you to the next level. So, yeah.
And it's how we respond to that fear. If we let it stop us, then it's one. But if we recognize it, but still carry on and move through it, then we can still have success. It's like the negative thoughts and the fear doesn't ever go.
Yeah.
Respond to it changes.
So true. Yeah, so true. It's like how you manage the fear. And yeah, I guess like emotional intelligence is like something that I've been really trying to embody and implement in, the daily challenges that you have. Like I said, clients pushing boundaries and people like doubting your success, or like feeling overwhelmed, or like all the fears coming up. Just knowing, I think for me, it's like, now I know that I can handle anything because my brain has the evidence. Like my parents went bankrupt when I was 16 and they've been able to, bring themselves back. I've been able to, like, twice now, I've gone from, big months to like low months, and then a big month again. But yeah, like I said, it just feels completely different to last time. But like you said before we started recording, it's being mindful of not falling back into old habits of hustle. And it's how it shows up for me is like, oh, I need to do this, like this is what I should be doing. And now it's like I don't even give, that doesn't even come up anymore, because I don't have, like, I don't make the space for it to come up. So it's kind of just like I do just really feel like I've stepped into my feminine of like being in the flow and following my intuition. And yeah, I used to be like very masculine, which a lot of my clients now come to me being in the same position I was in, of course.
We attract the people that the same transformations that we've had.
Exactly.
And hence how I attracted you, of course, because I was and healed that. And that was what attracted you to join the academy, working on that particular saboteur.
Yes, exactly.
So it's amazing, Hen, and obviously, like, in full transparency, yes, it's not just the Ultimate Uplevel Academy that has helped you with this. You've got a one-to-one coach as well. And I guess we can all sometimes relate to the term of like self-development junkie and things. But what do you think it was specifically about the Ultimate Uplevel Academy that contributed to this?
I think it just allowed me to face the things that I've been avoiding. Like, it's extremely, like, I imagine that you've created what you've created over years, but it's honestly amazing what you've created, because you ask questions that you wouldn't think to ask yourself. Because, and if you're somebody who, at the time that I signed up with Natasha, I couldn't, like, I did want something, that was slightly lower ticket that I could afford, that would give me the opportunity to heal in ways that I hadn't given myself the opportunity for before. So I just encourage anyone watching to just, even though like it might seem like a scary amount for you, just do it and take it at your own pace. And it's, oh, you froze. I don't know whether that was me. But yeah, it's been incredible. And I think the biggest shift, like I said, has been getting a lot of clarity around things in my childhood, like, my parents, and even being able to like forgive my parents and show them compassion for the mistakes that they made. And like the part around judgment. And I really feel like now when I don't know, I guess I've just moved from that survival state that I was in into more of like a mindful state of, when the challenges come, or the fears, or, judgment from others, I'm able to kind of breathe, like take a step back and decide how I want to respond. So Yeah, it's probably not just one thing. It's probably like the overarching umbrella of just having that awareness and yeah, really like transitioning, like I said, from that masculine hustle into the self-trust, and yeah, the unconditional worthiness part has been huge as well. And that's something that it's going to be a long road for me, but like that's okay, you know. I'm on the journey now, so just got to keep going in the right direction.
Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, it's an absolute incredible transformation that you've had that most people can only dream of, you know, of having that kind of success in just 1 month. What, as someone who's done lots of courses, what would you say is different about this? Is it that the depth of the childhood awareness that it gives you, or what would you say is different about it to something you might have done before?
Yeah, probably a few things. Definitely the questions that you ask. Obviously the support from your team is amazing as well. So I actually I haven't mentioned this, I had a session with Kirsty before signing up for the academy, and that's the reason why I signed up for the academy, because that was amazing, like on detaching my worth from money and realizing a lot of things about childhood. So definitely would recommend a heart healing session as well, or more than one. But also, yeah, so the support from the team and the community as well. Like some of the women in the program, granted, I wasn't as active as I'd like to have been because I kind of got distracted. But in the first 2 weeks, I was like connecting with people. Like the person that comes to mind is like Luis Fernando. I just love her. Like she's amazing. We always talk. And like, you know, I've like made a really good friend out of it. So like that's amazing. And yeah, just the safe container that you've created, where people feel like they can share their like deepest, darkest wounds and thoughts and beliefs and trauma and whatever it is, and like know that others are going through the same, or they're going to be able to hold space. So yeah, it's very yeah, I think that's definitely part of your genius, is like creating that space. Like you don't see that very often.
Thank you for saying that. And yeah, the team will be happy to hear your
yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you for joining me today and for sharing all that.
Thank you.
And for anyone who's watching this, who's thinking, I want to know more about Lizzie marketing, where can they find out more about you?
Yeah, so you can obviously add me on Facebook, Lizzie Vince, or follow me on Instagram, Lizzie Vince as well. My Facebook group is Monetize Your Genius. And I have an amazing magnetic meditation that I created, which is just like, it helped me so much over the past month and my clients. And so, yeah, that's a little freebie for anyone that would like it. So I can just, yeah, I have a link for it. So I can just, I don't know, send it to you, or you can find it through me.
We'll pop it on here. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
That's okay. For anyone who is potentially interested in the Ultimate Uplevel Academy, you just get in touch or check out the link below. We enroll every 6 weeks or so, so plenty of time for you to jump in and join Lizzie in the academy.
Yes, I'm still in there. Just got some catching up to do.
It's overrun with clients at the moment. It's become too successful too quickly.
Too many clients.
Yeah, it's not a bad problem to have, of course.
No.
Being aware, of course, of when our hustler is quite a strong archetype, to just be aware. And it sounds like you've got that awareness now of not slipping back into that. Yeah,
exactly. Catching myself every day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.
Thank you.